Your Excellency, the Governor of Homa Bay, Gladys Atieno Nyasona Wanga, Excellencies, the Governors, Honorable Members of Parliament, dignitaries who have come, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. Wow, this is a great occasion. And we are here in a place called Asego Kanyada. So I'm very nostalgic standing here before you today. Because when I was growing up, this place was made very famous by the famous Kindu band. They sang the song about the travel of by ship from Homa Bay to Homa Bay. And it went like this. Militoyoro, milithio kamito. Militoyoro, milithio kamito. Militoyoro, milithio asegu. Tongamurum no bina gudiambu. Iwendari verio wadigiseda. Iwendari verio wadigiseda. Oriti wendo kudungu. Iwendari verio wadigiseda. So that is the travel by a ship from Asego. Asego is Homa Bay because of the hill which is called Asego to Homa Bay those days. So we are happy that this is taking place here at this place. But let me begin because I was told to give a keynote address. Let me begin with a story that is told in the Gospel of John. I know most of the people here are Christians. Gospel of John. And I'm sure so many of you people are familiar with this story. A disciple called Philip meets a man called Nathaniel. Philip tells Nathaniel that something significant and historic has happened in the town of Nazareth. Not believing, Nathaniel asks, Nazareth? Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Philip tells Nathaniel, come and see. You can find that encounter in the book of John 1:45 to 46. Come and see. With regard to Homa Bay, I'm not Nathaniel. I'm here not because I doubt. We all feel and see a change in the air in Homa Bay. There is intensity and positive energy that has led to tremendous interest in the county. I have come to confirm that Homa Bay has potential and efforts are underway to turn the potential into reality. I'm here to support the efforts. I salute and welcome the distinguished leaders, investors, diplomats, and development partners who have honored Madam Governor's call to them to come and see. Allow me to commend the county government of Homa Bay for this initiative at a time of great economic distress in the country and pressure from the people. These initiatives need all the support of the national government and the international development partners, and I salute all those who came on board. I believe the success of any one county takes the entire country forward. I believe that as a country, we are as strong as our counties. And I want to give the government of Kenya Kwanza free advice that the national government does not need to compete with the county governments. The county government complement the national government and therefore the national government needs to support the country governments to deliver. From the outset, therefore, I wish to appeal to our development partners to consider county governments as competent and critical actors in the engagements aimed at realizing national and global development goals. I appeal to the development partners to scale up their engagement with counties. I make this appeal because I'm aware of the attitudes, actions, and pronouncements by some senior national government officials that are meant to dissuade or block development partners from engaging with the counties. I wish to assure our visitors to this country that our counties are managed by some of the most experienced politicians and technocrats in this country who have very clear ideas of what needs to be done. If only they could get the support. Homa Bay is striving to create a space and cut a niche that is very much in order. I believe counties should cooperate and compete at the same time. The biggest challenge that counties, just like the national government, have to deal with is growth, which has to be both horizontal and vertical. Horizontally, counties have to spread the benefits of development to regions and communities that have been left behind. Vertically, our actions must meet expectations about quality of life, services, and infrastructure. If the infrastructure for vertical and horizontal growth is not laid early, we will replicate the uneven development that has dogged the national government since independence 60 years ago. Homa Bay has identified agro-allied industries, that is, fishing and aquaculture, tourism, and growing of cotton and other crops for their value chain to help spur prosperity. I concur that agriculture and its value chain and blue economy are holders of real potential for the takeoff. However, to unlock opportunities in agriculture, some radical and bold measures will have to be taken. We are never going to feed ourselves or commercialize agriculture until we wean our people out of subsistence farming. A situation where food shortage is a persistent feature, even among people who identify themselves as farmers, points to something very wrong. Land holding sizes continue to decline. Yield per hectare continues to decline, yet population is rising. It won't be easy. It was never easy to introduce large-scale farming even in Europe or in South Korea. But we must start laying down the infrastructure for the large-scale agriculture in this region. That means educating our people and also laying the ground for irrigation and mechanization of agriculture. You have to diversify and explore other crops. To this end, I appreciate the effort by Homa Bay and neighbors to venture into crops for edible oils like palm, soya, groundnuts, and renewed interest in the cotton. This region once had a thriving edible oils industry that processed sunflower, cotton, and groundnuts. We need them back, and we're happy with efforts which has been made by Homa Bay County here. When we were growing up as small children, cotton was the main cash crop in this region. And there were ginaries in Busia, Luanda, in Siaya, Nderi, in Homa Bay here, and Kindu Bay. There were ginaries here. And women used to take the cotton to the market on market days. And they had mobile weighing scales. They would weigh the cotton, and Mama would be paid cash on delivery, and she would then transit to go and buy fish or meat in the market. That died when we introduced the monopoly of cotton lint and seed marketing board. Cotton was delivered to the board, no payment. 6 months later, children were being sent away from school. That is why people stopped doing cotton. We need to have science work for our people. In this regard, I propose that county governments be given more say, access and roles in agricultural research bodies, such as the Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, KALRO, Kenya Seed Company, the Kenya Forestry Research Institute, and Agricultural Finance Corporation. The idea is to ensure that research and finance reach smallholder farmers who are the bulk work of our agriculture. Currently, there is inadequate flow of information to farmers about the new crop and livestock varieties. Fishing has sustained our communities in this region for generations. It is currently under serious strain, partly because we are relying on the same tools our ancestors used. In addition, the lakes, the swamps, and rivers have been polluted and degraded, making them unable to produce enough fish for domestic use and commercial purposes. We have to invest in the quality of the water environment of the region's rivers, the lakes, even as we develop fish ponds and cages. Let us invest in the restoration of the indigenous plantations of our rivers, swamps, and lake basins that are known to support the natural breeding of fish. Just like they are doing with mangroves at the coast, I wish to see our counties take the lead in restoring the indigenous vegetation along our water bodies. I have been encouraged by efforts to market this region as a potential tourism destination. Homa Bay has put a considerable effort on the Ruma National Park and its treasures. And you have seen here that this is the only home for the roan antelope. We need to put more joint effort on tourism and go beyond wildlife. But I'm just about to get you an investor in tourism to come and put up a lodge at Ruma National Park. Let us venture into areas like nature, water sports, and cultural and heritage tourism. Today, the national government does not view Lake region as a tourist destination that warrants government support and investment. The region does not feature much in activities and allocations related to tourism. We must not wait. County governments here need to take it upon themselves and be more aggressive in marketing the region in local and international markets. These efforts will, however, not yield much without the hard infrastructure of roads, electricity, and internet connectivity. Transport infrastructure remains poor along the lake basin. Majority of roads across the region are unpaved. Despite improvements, electricity is still mostly unavailable, unreliable, and very expensive. Most people are unable to afford electricity connection costs. Collaboration between the county and national governments has resulted in improved air transport through rehabilitation of airstrips. But much more needs to be done, especially with regard to roads and electricity. One of the solutions to the infrastructure problem is for the national government to surrender more function to the counties. And I'll give example. The Kenya Rural Roads Authority, KERA, the Kenya Urban Roads Authority, and renewable electrification and renewable energy corporation all need to be handed over to counties. And I want to say this without fear of contradiction. I was the Minister of Roads, Housing, and Public Works. I'm the one who introduced Kura, KERA, and KENHA. But that was under a unified system of government. With a devolved system of government, you don't need KERA, you don't need Kura. All of them should be surrendered to the county governments. Freeing these bodies would empower counties to develop low-cost alternative sources of energy like solar parks, wind energy, geothermal power that is abundant in this lake region. This will also increase rural access to electricity and spur the expansion of the road network of all Class C and D roads to bitumen standards. The overall aim is increased trade and investment in the region that requires a different kind of infrastructure, removing the barriers that prevent the attainment of full potential. As much as possible, counties have to reform and deregulate in order to perform. Make your regulations and processes to compare with the best in the world. Do not bog the people down with the taxes and levies, rules and regulations that only make doing business more difficult. Make doing business not only easier, but also cheaper. I encourage you to make doing business smarter by insisting on IT-based transactions, particularly in the procurement of goods and services and payment for government services. At all times, we must never forget that much as we need to grow and be competitive, you have an obligation to be caring and compassionate. Create the infrastructure for the people to take care of themselves, then watch the people rise. I am very encouraged by what you have seen today here in Homa Bay. And I just want to end by encouraging the governor. She has started well in what she's doing. She needs to continue and will get all our support. We are committed to supporting all our governors in the Azimio counties and also those with whom we have coalitions, like in Nairobi County, the governor of Nairobi. We will give you all the support that you require to succeed. We want to ensure that what we set out to achieve is achieved through the county governments. But where we are right now, we are at a very, very critical stage. You will know that we had NADCO, which was chaired by my colleague Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and Mr. Ichung'wah. They produced a report, and that report, I'm told, was being approved by Parliament. That report should be handed over to us formally. And once it's handed over to us, we will ensure that it is implemented fully, all the recommendations in that report. Secondly, let me respond to some issues being raised, some fears. I'm not going anywhere. I'm around. I've been running around trying to get support from different heads of states. I was with some in Namibia just the other day. And I went to the president of Uganda after I talked to him to go and ask for his support. And then we met there with Mr. Ruto, who had also gone there, to talk about the issues they're having with oil, the G2G. He was his minister for energy. So after we talked about my candidature, they talked about the issue of oil among themselves. But I asked for their support, and both of them agreed that they would support me. President Museveni said he would be the one to propose me as the chair of African Union Commission. And I said, thank you very much. But I'm not going away. Addis Ababa, as Charity said, is only 2 hours away from Nairobi. I'm available. Whenever I'm called, I will answer. I'm ready to work with you people. But what is important is that we must ensure that what we set out to do is eventually achieved and accomplished. We had said, and you also, some of you may be forgetting, we said that we are unbogable. We are unbogable. We are also unpangarable. We cannot be pangared. Who can pangoa? Who can pangoa? Who can bogoa? Who can bogoa? We are unbogable. Therefore, have no fear at all. We are unbogable, and we will get there. Thank you very much.